give it up on the first day. Do not give it up on the first day. That is probably the worst thing you could do.
And daisies, from I met you, no one else can face me. I'm not acting, so girl, don't you play. Your conversation is so engaging. Let's go the chase and get engaged.
What's up, Nubian Nation? Thanks for tuning in to my channel. And today I'm going to be giving you guys 10 tips for dating advice, what you should do in the dating world, the do's and don'ts, and what to avoid. All that combined in 10 simple tips that can keep you finding the relationship that you want and desire. Let's get into it. So, tip number 1. Do not give it up on the first day. Do not give it up on the first day. That is probably the worst thing you could do when you're in the dating world and you're trying to find out who this person is and what they're really like. You don't want to just get in bed with them on the first day because it's just like you're sleeping with a stranger. And I'm pretty sure y'all don't want to sleep with strangers. Just putting that out there. It doesn't matter what y'all talk about through text. If you haven't truly gotten to know this person, you don't need to be sleeping with them after the first date. Tip number 2. Ask the nitty-gritty questions that they don't expect you to ask. Ask them where they were raised. Ask them how their family environment was. Ask them different things about their past and different things about their present. Because when you're dating someone and you're looking for a serious relationship, you want to make sure you really seriously know this person. You want to make sure you know exactly what you're dealing with. You don't want to jump into a relationship and then months go down the road, and then you're finding out all these flaws later on. And you're just like, whoa, why is this popping up? Whoa, why is this just now popping up? Whoa, this is too much baggage. I don't know how to handle this. But before you know it, you're stuck. Because you done laid with them, and you thought you knew them, but you didn't really know them. And now you're in what they call nowadays an entanglement. You don't know how to break up with them because you're too attached. And you feel like your feelings are wrapped around, their feelings are wrapped around, and it's just a whole mess. It just makes everything harder. So I'm trying to help you guys avoid all the drama and telling you need to ask those important questions when you're dating someone and they're taking you on a date and you're getting to know them. You need to ask those important, critical questions. Okay. Tip number 3. Avoid compromising situations. And by compromising situations, I mean when you're first going out and getting to know somebody, avoid going on Netflix and chill dates. Okay. Avoid going on movie dates, okay? Avoid the whole, oh, let's chill at my house, let's chill at your house. Because those are not dates. I'm telling you that right now. Those are not dates. True dates would be if the man is taking you out to eat, because then y'all can talk over dinner, or y'all can go go-karting, because then y'all can, well, can't really talk go-karting, but y'all can go bowling. You know, interactive dates. Ask to go on interactive dates, because if you're sitting at the movies, you can't get to know them as a person, because y'all both are just zoned out in the movie, you know what I'm saying? So avoid those type of compromising situations that might put you somewhere you don't want to be and you might regret later. Tip number 4, watch the way they talk about who they care about. Watch the way they talk about their family members, because those are key things in showing you that's exactly how they're going to treat you. Especially with females, y'all need to watch how a man takes care of his mom. That's what you need to pay close attention to. Because if he's constantly trash talking his mom and just, oh, I hate her guts and I won't do this for her and just having an attitude with her, all types of stuff, he doesn't have respect for his mother, which most likely means he will not have respect for you. Trust me, ladies, I have been in those type of situations where I thought that the man was respectful, but he was just as disrespectful to his mother, and that turned back on me. I was getting disrespected because he was just disrespectful to his mom. So I'm telling you, watch the way that they treat their mothers. That's key. That's important. And for the men, I would say watch the way that she talks about her father in a way, because it could be vice versa. Most girls are daddy's girls nowadays, so it's just like if she got mad love for her dad, that means that, you know, she's confident in somebody that can treat her well. But if she talks down on her father, or if her father is out of the picture, not in her life, you know, as men, y'all don't need to be taking advantage of females like that, if you get what I'm saying. Anyway, let's move on. Tip number 5. Don't let the person you're dating keep you a secret. You want to know why that is important? If the person you're dating hasn't showed you to their friends or even told their friends about you, or the person you're dating hasn't told their parents about you or hasn't told anyone close to them about you, they're keeping you in a box, which most likely means there's some other stuff going on that they don't want you to know about. And that's bad. Like, if a person is eager and willing to have you in their life and they're serious about you, they're going to want to show you to their parents. That's just a first thing you're going to want to do? When you're dating somebody and say a long period of time has passed, and you feel like it's that time for you to meet their parents and they're acting kind of iffy about it, like, no, they don't really matter, that's not really important, that's a problem. You need to watch out for people like that. Be with someone who values communication. Okay, when you're first dating somebody, you need to watch their pattern of how they text you, how often y'all talk, you know, on a daily basis. Do they take hours to text you back, or are they very consistent with texting you back? Do they let you know what they're doing so you don't have to overthink and worry in your head about what they're doing? These are the questions you need to be asking when you're talking to someone on a serious dating level. That's what you need to know. If they take communication seriously, because communication is the foundation to 100% all relationships, y'all. There just has to be communication. If you're talking to someone that they only text you one time in the morning, and then you don't hear from them all day until nighttime, that's a problem. You know, because it's like, what are they doing all day to where they can't text you? Everyone nowadays has a phone. It's 2020. So there's no reason why there should be that much time between you and the other person, unless they had a work thing where they absolutely couldn't have their phone, you know, or something of that nature. Other than that, it's just like, that's somebody that you might just have to cut off, because communication is key. I'm telling you, it's key. Tip number 6: set your boundaries from the jump. Set your boundaries from the jump. Tell them what you want up front in the relationship, so that way you won't have any problems later on. Like if you say, hey, I'm waiting till marriage to have sex, I'm just letting you know that right now. That's either going to scare somebody away, or that's either going to make them even more attracted to you, because they see that that's valuable, that you're actually cherishing that aspect of yourself. So it's just like one way or the other. And guys, don't get offended if people don't respect your boundaries, because that just means that they weren't meant to be in your life anyway. That just eliminates all the people that just weren't meant for you. You know, setting boundaries up front is very important. Tip number 7: don't change yourself for nobody else. Don't change who you are for somebody else to try and impress them or reach their standards. If they don't like you for you, they're not the one for you, period. They're just not the one. If you feel like you have to change the way you dress, change the way you talk, change the way you act, change certain things you do, they're not the one for you, because they're changing you, and you don't need to change yourself for someone. Someone that truly loves you will love everything about you, everything you do, all your flaws, all the things you're scared to talk about, even all the good things about you. They're going to love all of that. So don't change yourself for nobody. That's another key. Tip number 8: you should treat dating like an experiment. And the reason why I say you should treat it as an experiment is because you can literally date a handful of people and then find out the do's and don'ts, stuff that you do like from this person, don't like from this person, and you can eliminate certain people and make your decision based off that. But it's not going to happen just from dating one person and deciding to settle down because you had a one-night stand and it felt good and all that was good. No, that's why I tell you guys, the first tip was, do not sleep with the person on the first night, because you don't know that person. You might think you know them because y'all had exchanged a few kind words over text or whatever it was that you did, but you don't know them until you fully know them. And you don't want to get to know them in that physical aspect until you realize like how they are emotionally and mentally, where their head is at. That's what's important. You need to be looking at where their head is at, not where this is at. Look at where their head is at, because in the end, that's what's going to hold the relationship stable. This does not hold a relationship stable. I'm sorry, it doesn't. Sex does not sustain a relationship. Some people may not want to hear this, but it's just true. It does not sustain a relationship. Tip number 9: don't be afraid to get your heart broken. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but I'm just telling you, don't be afraid to get your heart broken, because you can learn from those experiences. You can actually grow even further as a person from those experiences. Like, somebody may break your heart, but in the end, you're like, okay, well, I learned this. I know how to be even stronger now. I know who exactly to avoid. And I know that I'm not going to put myself through this type of situation ever again. And you just become stronger and you level up each time. So heartbreak is okay. It's going to happen eventually. And I just say, take that as a lesson or a blessing. You know, that's what I can say about that. And the last and final tip I can give y'all is, don't stress being in a relationship. Just because what you see on the media and all these couples all over the internet and all over Twitter and Instagram and YouTube, I know. But don't stress being in a relationship. Being in a relationship is it's not a necessary component in your life. In fact, I advise you guys to enjoy life while you're single and while you still have the time while you're young to explore and find out who is really for you in life. Don't stress just settling down with anybody, because once you do that, you find yourself in more of a chaotic situation than what you were before when you were single. Trust me, I know. I've been in some chaotic situations that I could have avoided just because I just felt like, oh, I'm so lonely. I need somebody. I need somebody. I finally learned to not be that way. And you know, as soon as I learned to stop being that way, stop being so needy, the right person came my way. God brought the right person to me. Someone that matches exactly everything I wanted and dreamed in a relationship. God brought that to me. So, I'm just saying, guys, you don't have to stress being in a relationship. It doesn't matter how many people are dating, how many people are telling you, you need to have a partner, you need this and that. No, when you're single, that's the time where you can focus on yourself. You can really figure out who you are as a person and just get your own life together before adding someone else to the equation. So, that's all the tips I have for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more advice videos like this, let me know in the comments below. I love you guys so much. Make sure you share this with a friend if they're in the dating world and they have no clue the right steps to go and the right precautions to take before getting into it. Share this with them. They might need to hear this. You know, somebody might need to hear this. Anyways, I love you guys so much.